Hello everyone, welcome to Avlokan IAS. In this video, we are going to discuss about free trade agreement between India and UK, which will allow export of labor-intensive products, thus boosting the idea of Make in India. This forms an important component of your GS2 and GS3 papers. So let's dive right in. On 24th July 2025, India and the UK signed a historic free trade agreement, making it one of the largest and most comprehensive trade pacts India has with a developed Western nation. This agreement aims to boost trade, investment, and cooperation across many sectors. Imagine trade between two large economies becoming easier and cheaper. That means more products, services, and opportunities flowing both ways. But what exactly does this mean? Let's explore. Negotiations for this deal started back in early 2022 and involved continuous discussions between officials from both the countries. During this time, there were changes in UK leadership from Boris Johnson to Rishi Sunak and then Keir Starmer, all supporting the conclusion of this pact. The signing took place at Chequers, the Prime Minister's countryside residence in the UK, marking a milestone in the bilateral relations. Now, both countries' parliament are working towards ratifying the agreement, aiming for full implementation starting in 2026. This agreement is a game changer for several reasons. First, it removes or lowers tariffs, that is, the import taxes, on almost all the goods traded between India and the UK. This means products become cheaper and more competitive. Second, it opens new doors for Indian startups, small businesses, and large companies to access the UK market without heavy regulatory burdens. Third, it simplifies visa processes, making it easier for Indian professionals, students, and workers to live, study, or work in the UK. Finally, the deal aims to double bilateral trade to $120 billion by 2030, creating thousands of new jobs and strengthening economic ties. Let's break down the major parts of the agreement. For Indian exporters, about 99% of goods exported to the UK will now have tariffs eliminated or significantly reduced. Important sectors like textiles, leather goods, jewelry, machinery, and agriculture products will benefit. For instance, take the textile industry around Tirupur, a major export hub. With tariff removal, their exports to the UK could grow by up to 40% in the next few years. On the UK side, exporters of luxury goods such as scotch, whiskey, high-end cars, electronics, and medical devices will enjoy lower tariffs entering India. Notably, the tariff on scotch whiskey in India will reduce from 150% to 30% gradually over 10 years, making it much more affordable for Indian consumers. But trade is not only about goods. Let's see what the agreement means for people. Thanks to the New Deal, Indian engineers, doctors, teachers, and other professionals will find it easier to obtain work visas for the UK. The agreement also allows Indian professionals working there to contribute just once to Social Security, thus saving money and simplifying processes. Students too are getting a boost with faster visa approvals and the option to stay and work for 2 years after graduation. Many more Indian students may choose UK for higher education. Now, small and medium businesses have a new chance to export to the UK without facing heavy paperwork or restrictions. This is a huge for Indian startups looking to go global. Also, there is a strong focus on clean technology. The deal encourages investment and collaboration in solar power, hydrogen energy, electric vehicles, and other green technologies, a win for sustainable development on both sides. The UK companies can now participate in many Indian government contracts, especially in infrastructure and services, opening new business opportunities. The deal also encourages collaboration in cutting edge fields like fintech, 5G technology, and digital innovation, positioning both countries at the forefront of technology race. Now, let us examine the key beneficiaries of this agreement. Firstly, the Indian textile and apparel sectors are expected to experience significant growth in exports. This development will enhance the global presence of Indian brands in markets such as UK. Secondly, micro, small, and medium enterprises, along with startups, will benefit from improved access to the UK market. enabling these businesses to expand their operations internationally with reduced regulatory hurdles. Thirdly, the pharmaceutical industry in India will gain streamlined entry into the UK healthcare system, facilitating the wider availability of affordable and essential medicines. Additionally, students and professionals stand to gain considerably through simplified visa process, mutual recognition of qualifications, and expanded opportunities of education and employment in the UK. On the other hand, UK exporters, particularly in sectors such as luxury goods, automobiles, and electronics, will find a growing market in India marked by a increasing consumer demand. We all know that nothing is perfect in this world. So, now let us examine the challenges involved in this agreement. Indian industries like local car manufacturers, local liquor makers will face competition from the UK imports. Farmers have concerns about cheap UK dairy and food products entering into the Indian market. There are also worries about labor and environmental standards, which requires careful monitoring. On the UK side, managing trade imbalances and protecting intellectual property rights in pharmaceuticals remains a huge challenge. Consider some of the challenges ahead, it is helpful to understand how this India UK Free Trade Agreement is different from other trade deals India has recently signed. Like India's agreements with countries such as Australia and the UAE, this free trade agreement is broader and deeper in context and scope. It covers almost all goods traded between the two countries and includes important provisions on services, social security arrangements, public procurement, and regulatory standards, making it a comprehensive and high standard agreement. Moreover, this deal sets a new benchmark of India's ongoing and future negotiations with major partners like the US and the European Union. It reflects stronger commitments to quality, fairness, and mutual benefit, aiming to promote sustainable and balanced trade relationships. In short, this agreement is more ambitious and far reaching than many of India's previous pacts, signaling significant step forward in India's global trade strategy. The next step is formal approval. Both the Indian Parliament and the UK Parliament need to review and ratify the agreement before it takes full effect. Once ratified, which is expected during 2025 and 2026, the provisions including tariff reductions and visa facilitation measures will be gradually implemented over the coming years. Both governments will work closely to monitor progress, address any challenges that arise, and ensure that the government and agreement delivers on its promises. This agreement opens new doors for not just big companies but also for everyday people, whether it's cheap goods, new jobs, easier study abroad options, or stronger partnerships. It's a vital step in building a closer, stronger India UK relationship that benefits everyone. That's it from my side. Thank you for watching. If you have learned something new, please like this video, subscribe, and share your thoughts or question in the comments below. Stay tuned for more updates on this exciting journey.